Hi, I'm Nefeli. How are you doing? Welcome to another video of Vlogmas. This week will be really challenging because there are a lot of things that need to be done this week. I don't know what I will be able to do actually. I think I will start working again since lockdown is kind of relaxing a little bit, so I can go back to work. But this will put a strain on my time for the video, so I don't know. But either on this video or the next one we will have MELOMAKARONA, so stay tuned for that. And until then, if you like, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and ring the bell, and let's get into the video.
If I gotta choose me, I won't be afraid to.
I haven't thought of what recipe to make or if I'm going to work, so we'll see today. But I think you probably hear me better now. Let me clean up the camera. I think that you can hear me pretty better now. I'm in the metro station and I just finished with picking up a few things for work, and I'm going to go upload my video for today. And it was a really fun video to make, so I'm excited for you to all see. Oh my god. And it's pouring rain outside, but this is the life of a YouTuber. You need to make videos while working, so for my hot chocolate, I used 2 cups of milk, which I brought to a boil. Then I switched off the heat and added my condiments, which were 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and a little bit of cinnamon. I mixed them all together, then finally added about 50 grams of dark chocolate. I waited until it melted and I poured in my max, in which I had previously added 2 chocolate squares. Finally, I topped off my hot chocolate with marshmallows. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we will be making MELOMAKARONA, which is a Greek traditional Christmas dessert, some kind of cookie, but with syrup. You'll see during the process, but you probably know them by name, and they are really tasty. So it's not the most basic and easy recipe, but I believe we can all make them at home, and that's the joy of making and eating MELOMAKARONA, of making them yourself at home with your loved ones, as with every Christmas dessert. And yeah, let's get into the recipe. So we are going to be starting with the syrup because we want it to cool down until our MELOMAKARONA are made. So we're going to need a saucepan. We're going to be adding our water. We'll be needing our sugar. The sugar here is up to your preferences. I will be doing a mixture of both white sugar and brown sugar. I will be adding 3 cinnamon sticks, which you will eventually take it out, but you will need a little bit of cloves, grounded or whole. I will be using grounded. I will be using about half a teaspoon, a little less. And finally, an orange cut in half. I will be cutting it on a cutting board. I will just drop it in. And this, you want to get it to boil. I will measure out my honey beforehand. So once the sauce will get to a boil, I will add my honey. I have my co-worker, as you can probably see, that is stirring in the mixture so the sugar doesn't get to the bottom of the pan. Once you get your syrup to a boil, you want to get the cinnamon sticks out. You don't want them to overheat. You will leave your oranges so that they leave all their juices in there, and you'll add your honey. again before letting it cool down. And we'll be starting with our main melomakarona mixture, our melomakarona dough actually. We will need 2 types of oil, sunflower oil and olive oil. And no, you cannot use just one type of oil because it will mess up the consistency of the dough. So I will be starting with my oil. Then we're going to be moving to our olive oil. I will measure all my wet ingredients in a separate bowl, and then we will mix our dry ingredients in a big bowl. Next, we will be needing some orange juice, but I prefer to have mine homemade, home juice. So let me bring over the oranges. You know how to juice an orange. If you've seen my previous vlogs, you've probably seen the tutorial as well, how to juice the oranges by Mr. Kondulis. Today I will be juicing them myself. You want to get your orange juice into the bowl with the olives, with the oils, not with the olives, with the oils. Let me clean up my workspace. Then you want to measure out your sugar. I would use confectional sugar because you don't want to mix it too much, so this one will get mixed in more easily. That's better. You want to add to your mixture about 2 to 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. You want to get a little bit of nutmeg grounded, 1/4 of a teaspoon. You want to get 1 teaspoon of baking soda and a little bit of cloves again, about half teaspoon. You want the outside of 1 orange. You can do also lemons if you don't have oranges, but the orange gives it a really nice taste. If you have a special tool for getting the orange zest, you shall use it. A cheese grater works just as fine. Just make sure it's clean. And you want to give it a quick mix before adding it to your oil and orange juice mixture. If there are any lumps, because the confectional sugar, you have lumps usually due to the moisture, just make sure you break them into the bowl before adding it to your mixture. And with a fork, mix everything all in. And you will get 1 big bowl in where you will get the corn flour and about 1 kilogram of normal flour, all-purpose flour. You want to mix it with the corn flour. At this point we will need some gloves, and then you want to make a dent in the middle. And you want to add your mixture, your wet ingredients into the dent. I probably should have a bigger bowl, but that's me always using smaller bowls than I need. And you want to quickly give it a mix. You don't want to overmix it because it will start getting its oils out. Once you see that the flour is incorporated, you want to stop mixing and you want to start forming little balls. You will need a baking tray. I will be using parchment paper because you can never be too sure. And you will get one of these spider's little tools and you will get small pieces of the dough and you will place it above it, and this is the thing you want to do. Once your first tray is ready, you want to get it in a preheated oven on low temperature, 180, for about 20 to 25 minutes. For the decor, you will need some honey and some walnuts, but you want your walnuts to be pretty finely, so we will be needing our blender to make them fine. You don't want to have them completely floured, but you want to have some pieces, like you see. And we are ready. Once they have golden brown, you want to get them out of the oven. So what you want to do once you get them out of the oven, you want to get your spider there, and you want to get one or perhaps two, depending on the size, and you want to get it into the syrup. You want to leave it there for about 10 seconds, and you want to get it out and onto your plate, and you want to repeat with all your little melomakarona. And once they are all ready and you have dipped them in the syrup, you want to get your walnuts over, and this is the final product. Greek melomakarona. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. In the previous video, I had promised you a gingerbread coffee, and this is what we're going to be making today. I'm sorry that it took so long, but I had filmed it actually for the past video, but something went wrong with the footage and I couldn't use it. But because I'm making it so often, I thought we could try once more today. The recipe for the coffee, actually, it's pretty easy. Like I had mentioned, you will need the caramel and vanilla syrups and a little bit of cinnamon. I will show a healthier type. I will be using the flavor drops from my protein. They have 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 sugar. So they can be a good substitute for when you try to make the Starbucks coffees that are filled with a lot of sugar. That's the only downside of the Starbucks festive drinks. You will need some coffee. You can either make the recipe iced or hot. I will be doing iced this time. If you are doing a cold coffee, an iced coffee, you can use some cold brew. You can use some just iced coffee, instant coffee. You can use espresso. I will be using espresso. Yeah, but you can use whatever type of coffee you like and you have on hand. So let's start making it. So we have our glass. I'm using a pretty tall one. I will be getting my coffee in my glass. I will be getting my metal straw and mix a little bit the coffee with the ice so the coffee gets a little bit colder. If you are using some kind of flavor drop or essence, you can just do 2 to 3 drops. If you are using syrup, then you shall do the pumps of vanilla. 1, 2, 3. I will be adding 2 caramel ones. 1, 2. And I will be using some cinnamon. No, because everything in December has cinnamon, and also cinnamon is an antioxidant for you, so that's nice. That's also good. And I will be mixing all of my ingredients. And lastly, you will top it off with milk because it's a latte. And it tastes just like Starbucks. Gingerbread toffee, not latte. If you try it, don't forget to maybe share it on your Instagram stories, and don't forget to tag me, Nefeli Atmn. Cheers to everyone that will try it.